Welcome to the King Rabbit Level Builder. In this tutorial, we'll cover all the basics and a few tips and tricks to help you start creating fantastic levels. Ready? At the top of the screen, you'll find buttons to change the theme, undo, redo, erase objects, change your level's name, and save. The bottom toolbar is where you'll have access to over 100 different items. Simply drag and drop to place them, and click and drag to move them around the build area. To pan the screen around, right-click and drag or swipe. Each level must contain a rabbit, an exit portal, and 3 coins. Aside from those simple requirements, you're free to let your imagination run wild. A good way to start is by placing ground. Normal ground is stable, but crumbling ground only lasts a few seconds when you hop on it. And here's a tip. Select a piece of ground by right-clicking or tapping it, and drag the corner handles to quickly make copies of it. Hold down Shift and drag to multi-select. This also works for most other items. Now let's start adding objects. Most objects come in 4 different varieties: wooden, stone, metal, and gold, each with different characteristics. Select an object and click on its icon to change it into another variety. Tip: to place multiples of one object, hold down Control or Command. Some objects can contain other items. Select a container object and click the Insert button to choose an item that will be released when the container gets destroyed. Now we'll add some obstacles. You can set rotating saws and turrets to turn clockwise or counterclockwise. Change their speed by clicking the number icon, and set them to start out spinning or static by toggling the on-off button. Click on a turret's icon to choose what type of projectile it fires. Pistons are used to push things and can serve as gates. Click the circular arrow button to rotate them, and toggle the on-off button to make them start activated or deactivated. Spikes and elemental pits can also be switched off and on. Tip: when switched on, elemental pits will change the type of turret projectile shot over them. Pretty cool, huh? Let's try linking levers and pressure plates to these obstacles. Click the link button and then select which objects your lever or pressure plate will control. You can select as many linkable objects as you want and even link multiple controls to objects. Now let's add some enemies. Goats will follow you around with their sharp sides and come in several different elemental varieties. Snowmen will also follow you, intent on pushing you into the water or crushing you against an object. Skeletons are harmless, but will stubbornly walk back and forth in a straight line. Tip: you can set enemies to be frozen or charmed. When enemies are charmed, you can push them around and use them to beat levels. With land potions, you can create a new tile of land when you hop into the water. With charm potions, you can charm an enemy by running into them. There are several types of elemental crowns, each granting you special powers. Bombs can destroy wooden and stone objects, but watch out! They will explode a few seconds after you run into them. You can keep them from exploding immediately by freezing them. Force fields will protect you from all objects, projectiles, and enemies. They can be switched on and off and are linkable to controls. Let's explore more of what you can do with ground tiles. To make moving ground, click the 4 arrow buttons to choose direction, distance, and speed you want it to move. If you want to make it bigger, click the link button and select more tiles to connect to it. To make ground icy, click the snowflake icon. Players, enemies, and objects will slide on it continuously until they reach normal ground. Tip: ice crowns will make you immune from sliding on ice. To add rabbit holes, click the ground tile icon, then click the rabbit hole. Each hole must be linked with another one, and you can add up to 6 pairs of holes. When you hop into a rabbit hole, you will exit on the opposite side of the linked hole. Here's a bonus tip. Click the musical note button to add music to ground tiles. Musical ground will play a note when you hop on it. We're almost done. Currents move floating crates and land potion tiles. You can change their direction and speed and use them to create rivers and whirlpools in your levels. Engines can power other linked objects by making them turn on and off at the speed of your choice. Levers and pressure plates can also be linked to engines to activate them. These special functions unlock a multitude of possibilities for building complex machines. When you're finished, beat your level while collecting all 3 coins to publish it for players around the world to play and enjoy. Well, that wraps up this level builder tutorial. Now your next step is to hop in, flex your creativity, and unleash your imagination. Happy building!